So welcome back. I know what you're thinking. Thank goodness I made another video because the first one was so riveting you wouldn't know what to do if you had to wait. So I'm going to do percent basics part 2, and here's the deal. Let's say I had 25%, and I was kind of curious to know what would that look like as a fraction. Now, in the last video I said 25% really means 25 per 100, so it would be 25 out of 100, and that's true, but that doesn't really explain a whole lot. I mean, it kind of does, it kind of doesn't. So what I did was I made up this box, and if I want to make 25%, I'd say, all right, well, how many times does 25 go into 100? Well, I know that 4 quarters equals $1, so this would be 25%. This is 25%, 25%, and 25%. So take a look at this. One box is 25%. Ta-da! Now, how many boxes do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 25% is 1/4. If we go and we take a look at another one, I could say, all right, let's say I wanted 10%. Well, once again, and if you watched my last video, and I recommend that you do, you'll know that I should be doing this with the ruler, and it should be exactly, the bars should be exactly the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 10% is really one box out of 10. 1/10, which is the same as 10 out of 100. 10%. 10 out of 100 is equal to 1/10. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because if you know that 25 over 100 is the same as 1/4, because of my picture, it makes life a little bit easier. And I'm going to do one more. Well, that's not true. I'm going to do a couple more. But let's say 20%. Well, how many times can I count 20% into 100? So let's say 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Looks like I only need 5 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 20% here, 20% here, 20% here. That's 60, 80, and then an additional 20% is 100. So that's 20 out of 100. Or, and here's the important part. How many boxes did I make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I made 5. I only need one of those boxes. So 20 out of 100 is the same as 1/5. Let's see if this makes a little bit more sense if I ramp it up a little bit. What if I had 75%? Well, let's see. 75%, I broke it into 25, 50, 75, 100, and so I'm still using quarters. And you'll notice when I got to here, I said 75. Well, that's how many quarters? 1, 2, 3. 3 out of the 4 quarters. 75% is 75 out of 100, but that's the same as 3 over 4. If I wanted let's not do 60%. Let's say I wanted only 70%. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I wanted 70%, it would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. The 7 boxes out of the 10, which is the same as 70 over 100, which is 70%. And let's say I wanted 60%. Now, you could do, oh my goodness, I don't want that. You could do just the 6 boxes, but watch this. 1, 2, 3. I know that this is 20, 40, 60. And so you can see I have 3 out of the total, which was 5. So I have 3 out of 5. 60% is the same as 3 out of 5. Now, up here, I would have said, well, that's the same as 6 out of the 10. And you can see they are equivalent fractions, which is the same as 60 out of 100. All of these represent 60%. Now, there is a very good reason why I'm bringing all this stuff up. And I'm going to show you right now. I'm just going to do, maybe I can do it right in the middle. If I wanted 25% of, let's say, 40, right? Now, you're going to learn a method called is over of equals percent over 100 at some point in time. Someone's going to teach you this. I'm not going to be that person. I'm going to show you a different thing. What I want you to realize is of really means to multiply, all right? If this whole thing was 40, I would know that this is 10, 10, 10, and 10. And you can see 25% of 40 is 10. I also know that 1/4 is 25%, so 1/4 of 40 really just means, how many times 4 go into 40? 10 times. If I wanted 3/4 of 40, let's do a different color. If I wanted 3/4 of 40, I'm going to erase some of this, of 40, I would go over here and I'd say, all right, well, 40, the whole thing is worth 40. That means each one's worth 10. And you can see from my picture, 3/4 would be 10, 20, 30, would be 30. Now, I also said, oops, that's not what I meant to say. I want to say 75% of 40 would equal 30. And the reason why is because 3/4 is that. Well, 3/4 times 40, how many times 4 go into 40? Well, 4 goes into 4 once, and 4 goes into 40 10 times, and 3 times 10 is 30. In any event, oh no, my battery's dying, so I'm going to have to wrap this up quickly. I'll do one last example. Let's say I wanted 60%. Let's say I wanted 60% of 80. Well, if my entire thing, my entire bar was worth 80, and I know that 60% is going to be, let's see, well, I don't know what 60% is, so I could change it into 3/5 times 80, and I know that 5 goes into 80. Oh, let's see, 80 divided by 5 is 16. 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. Now 3 of those 16s is worth 48. So it's 48. You might also realize that 0.6 times 80 is 48. You may have also realized that 0.75 times 40 was 30, but we're not going to get into that right now because my battery is dying. In any event, I hope this video is more helpful than it is confusing. You know, just remember, don't hate math, love it, and embrace it. And I will talk to you later. Oh, I wonder.